Excel includes a handy feature that allows you to automatically fill cells based on a pattern. This feature is appropriately called AutoFill. You can use the AutoFill feature to extend a pattern by typing the first one or two values and then letting Excel fill in additional cells by following the pattern. AutoFill can be used with numbers, dates, and other lists. You can even create your own custom list to use with the feature. To get a better understanding of how AutoFill works, let's look at a couple of examples. In our last video, we added the item number column to our product list worksheet. If we wanted to give each product a number starting with 1 and increasing by 1, we could do that easily with AutoFill. First, we need to give Excel a pattern to follow. So if I type a 1 in the first item number cell and a 2 in the second cell, this will be enough for Excel to detect the pattern. Next, we need to select the two values we just typed. The last step is to use the AutoFill handle, which is this little square in the bottom right-hand corner of the selection border. When you're in the right place to use it, your cursor will change to a heavy black plus sign. I'll hover over the AutoFill handle, click and hold the left mouse button, and drag down. Notice that as I'm dragging, there is a screen tip to the right of the cursor showing a preview of the values that will be populated in the cells. When I release the mouse button, the cells are filled. Now this was not a large list, but hopefully you get an idea of how useful this feature could be if we had a lot of data. Just be aware that you have to have enough values so that Excel can detect the pattern. If I undo the AutoFill and remove the 2 and try the AutoFill with just the 1, Excel will populate the cells with the value of 1. As I'm dragging down, you can see that the screen tip shows 1 each time I move down a cell. By default, if you use AutoFill with one value selected, or if Excel cannot detect a pattern, it will simply copy the original value or values to the new cells. If you have 2 or more values selected and Excel can detect the pattern, it will fill the pattern in the additional cells. As another example, I'm going to switch over to the regional sales worksheet I've added to our workbook. Right now the worksheet only includes some title text, 2 headings, region name and January, and the region names themselves, North, South, East, and West. If you want to add more month headings, we can use AutoFill. Just select the January heading cell and drag the AutoFill handle to the right until you have all the month headings you want. As I'm dragging, you'll see the screen tips for the month names that will be populated in the cells. AutoFill saves a lot of time by cutting down on the amount of typing and formatting we need to do. As you can see from this example, the formatting that was in place for the January heading was applied to the new month's headings as well. You may be wondering how Excel can autofill these values. For number patterns, Excel can calculate additional values based on the pattern, but what about the month names? Excel has something called custom lists, which it uses for this purpose. You can see the available lists and even add your own. To get to Excel's custom lists, we need to go to the Backstage view and use the Options button. When the Excel Options dialog box opens up, we'll click on the Advanced option on the left. Then we can scroll down the right side of the dialog box to about the bottom, where we'll find the Edit Custom Lists button. When we click this button, the Custom List dialog box will be displayed. From here you can look at the custom lists that Excel includes by default, and you can create new lists. Notice that the list for full month names is already included. So that's AutoFill. It's one of my favorite features of Excel.